Welcome back, radiant soul of Leo. I'm Luna Celestine, and if these words have found you today, on this exact breath of May 20th, 2025, know this: it is not a coincidence. The winds have shifted, the sky is humming a new song, and deep within the golden chambers of your heart, you've already begun to feel it. There is a door opening. Not just in your outer world, but within the quiet halls of your spirit. And Leo, you are not merely standing before this door, you are the one holding the key. Today marks the moment your energy begins to move again, gently at first like sunlight on still waters, but growing stronger as you remember who you are. This is not the time to dim your flame to fit into old patterns. This is the time to rise, not with noise but with clarity, not with urgency but with trust. In this reading, we're going to explore the sacred transformation that begins today. We'll feel into the cosmic alignments guiding you, the Gemini winds, the grounded pull of Taurus and Saturn, and the deeper stirrings of your soul finally ready to step forward. So take a breath, place your hands on your heart, and let's begin. Energy of May 20, the threshold of transition and awakening. Today the sun, the divine ruler of Leo, enters the realm of Gemini, marking not just a seasonal shift, but a sacred invitation for inner transformation. This is not merely the changing of the zodiac signs, it is the turning of a key within the chambers of your spirit. Gemini breathes life into communication, awareness, and curiosity, while the stabilizing force of Taurus, aligned with Saturn, offers you a new foundation, not to hide behind, but to build upon with clarity and intent. This energy doesn't push you to act quickly, nor does it demand performance. Instead, it gently asks you to pause, to inhale, and to reflect. What part of you has been withering in silence? Maybe it's an old dream once cherished, now buried beneath obligation. Perhaps it's a part of your essence, your joy, your boldness, your radiant voice that's grown quiet over time, not because it lost power, but because it was waiting for the right moment to be reclaimed. Have you been holding back for the sake of keeping peace? Sitting in a room that feels safe but no longer sparks your spirit? Today, you don't need to shout to be heard. You don't need to prove your worth through noise. The most sacred affirmation comes when you are willing to truly listen to yourself, and in that stillness a voice will rise, soft but unshakable, reminding you who you are beneath the masks, beneath the roles, beneath the expectations. As the sun moves into Gemini, it shines not just on your path forward, but also on the forgotten corners of your inner world. It invites you to illuminate the unspoken, to bring warmth to what was once shadowed. And with Saturn grounded in Taurus, you're not being weighed down, you're being rebuilt. Not with the cement of old stories, but with the stones of truth, trust, and renewal. This is the beginning of a new chapter, Leo. One that asks not, who should I be for others, but who have I always been beneath it all? You don't need to roar to lead. You don't need a stage to shine, because now your radiance comes from the quiet, knowing that you are the light. And today, you're standing before a door that only you can open, not with force, but with the courage to return to yourself. Spirit animal guide, the white lion. The white lion enters your field today not as a symbol of dominance, but as a sacred reminder of sovereignty. You see, Leo, there is a difference. Dominance shouts, sovereignty radiates, and the white lion, regal, rare, and deeply spiritual, comes to remind you of the strength that emerges not from performance, but from presence. In ancient myth and mystic teachings, the white lion is seen as a guardian of truth, a protector of sacred law, and a beacon of divine courage. Its power does not stem from aggression or display, but from the unshakable knowing of its own nature. It does not need to roar to command attention. Its mere existence commands respect. And so, too, if you felt the need to prove your worth, to push louder just to be seen, the white lion comes to quiet that urge. It invites you to step back, not in retreat, but in remembrance. Because the truth is, you are most powerful when you are aligned, when your actions match your values, when your silence holds more weight than empty noise, when your stillness carries the thunder of inner clarity. This spirit guide whispers a profound message. True strength comes from inner stillness, not from control, not from the applause of others, but from the peace that arises when you are no longer at war with yourself. Let this be your compass in the days ahead. As you navigate decisions, relationships, or changes on the horizon, ask yourself, am I moving from fear or from truth? Am I performing or am I expressing? The white lion will not lead you into battle. It will walk beside you as you reclaim your inner throne, the shift in perception, escaping the invisible cage. On this day, May 20th, 2025, as the Sun moves into curious airy Gemini and Saturn continues its steady passage through grounded Taurus, a subtle but powerful shift is beginning to unfold in the landscape of your mind. This isn't the kind of change that shouts or announces itself with flashing lights. It's quieter. It slips in through the spaces between your thoughts, a whisper of possibility, a soft but persistent invitation to see things differently. For quite some time now, you may have felt trapped in a loop. Perhaps it's a story you've been telling yourself about who you are, what you're capable of, or what your future is allowed to look like. Maybe it's a pattern you've replayed in relationships, in work, or even in the silence of your private inner world. It can feel like you've been walking in circles, searching for the exit, only to realize you're back in the same place again. But here's the truth, that the stars are gently reflecting back to you. The door was never locked. In fact, it's already ajar, waiting for you to notice that you've always held the key. The influence of Gemini brings mental clarity and heightened awareness. Combined with Saturn's earthy wisdom, this energy supports you in identifying the beliefs that have quietly caged you, the assumptions that have become invisible walls around your potential. You're being shown that what once felt like limitation was in many ways an outdated lens, and the moment you decide to see differently, the entire structure begins to dissolve. You may receive a new idea today, a subtle thought, a conversation, a moment of inspiration that plants a seed. It might seem small at first, easy to dismiss, but don't. That thought, that spark, could be the beginning of something entirely new. A new path, a new self-concept, a new way of being in the world. What you do with it is up to you, but the cosmos is clear. You are no longer bound by the past unless you choose to be. This is the gift of May 20th. The clarity to realize that the story doesn't have to repeat unless you keep rereading the same chapter. Let this moment be your turning point, not by force, not by burning bridges, but simply by choosing to think a new thought, one that says, I can try again, one that whispers, this time can be different, one that honors your growth and allows you to move forward not with fear, but with renewed faith in your ability to create something better and to believe that you're worthy of it. Let the winds of Gemini lift the fog. Let the roots of Taurus keep you steady. You are ready now, not because everything is certain, but because you no longer need certainty to begin. Healing message. Flexibility is power. In a world that often glorifies strength as unshakable certainty and unyielding force, today's message comes as a sacred counterpoint. On this day, May 20th, 2025, as your inner world is being stirred by Gemini's winds of change and Taurus's grounded wisdom, the universe gently places a new symbol in your path, the willow spirit, the quiet, graceful guardian of adaptability. The willow tree does not resist the storm. It doesn't brace with tension or try to overpower the wind. Instead, it bows, it moves, it listens, and because of this, it survives what more rigid things cannot. The willow teaches that true resilience lies not in resistance, but in response. It bends, but it does not break. As a Leo, your natural inclination is to stand tall, proud, and unwavering. You were born under a sign ruled by the sun, radiant, bold, and filled with a lion-hearted sense of purpose. But even the sun sets, even the lion rests, and there is strength too in knowing when to soften, when to stop pushing, when to allow life to shape you rather than constantly trying to shape life. The Willow Spirit comes to you today to whisper this truth. You don't need to carry the world on your shoulders to prove your worth. You don't have to roar to be heard by the heavens. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is let go. Not out of weakness, but out of deep spiritual intelligence. Let yourself be moved, Leo. Let yourself sway with the winds of change instead of bracing against them. Trust that what bends also learns. What flows also grows. You are not betraying your power by being flexible. You are refining it. You are maturing into a version of yourself that no longer defines strength by how loud you speak or how firm you stand, but by how gracefully you can evolve. So when the unexpected comes, and it will, do not armor up. Do not retreat into pride or rigidity. Open your heart, adapt, trust. Let the winds pass through you like the willow in the storm, and you will emerge not only intact but transformed, more soulful, more rooted, more free than you've ever been before. Angel message number 1331. If you have been seeing the number 1331, know that it is not a coincidence. This is a sacred message from your spirit team. A whisper from the unseen realms, echoing through time and thought, arriving now with perfect precision. On this day, May 20th, 2025, the presence of this angel number is a gentle yet powerful confirmation. Good fortune is on its way to you. But this is not just about luck in the traditional sense. This is about alignment, the kind of fortune that flows when your gifts are finally honored, your voice is finally heard, and your path begins to mirror the truth you've always carried within. Angel number 1331 carries the vibration of creativity, encouragement, new beginnings, and self-trust. It is a call to believe in your own light, not just in theory but in practice, to step into your days with the quiet conviction that your talents are not only real, they are needed. There may be a moment approaching, a conversation, a realization, a piece of unexpected news that shifts something in you. Like a sunrise creeping over a long, dark horizon, this shift won't feel forced. It will feel right, like something your soul has been waiting for. Perhaps it will come through a person who sees you clearly, perhaps through a chance opportunity that reignites your passion, or maybe it will rise from within, a voice you thought you'd lost, suddenly returning with clarity. Whatever form it takes, 1331 is the reminder that you are being guided toward joy, connection, and expansion. Your angels are working behind the scenes to clear the way, but they ask one thing in return. Do not doubt your brilliance. The universe can open every door, but you are the one who must walk through it with trust. Let this number be your mirror. Every time you see it, on a clock, a receipt, a sign, remember, you are talented, you are ready, and you are supported. This moment you're in is not the end. It is the turning point. And what awaits on the other side of fear is freedom. So walk forward, Leo, not because everything is certain, but because your soul is finally choosing itself. And that, more than anything, is the beginning of your brightest chapter yet. Leo, you don't need to have all the answers today. The road ahead doesn't demand certainty from you. It doesn't ask you to map out every step or predict every outcome. What it calls for, quietly, deeply, is courage. The kind of courage that has nothing to do with bravado or performance, and everything to do with presence. The courage to turn inward and look honestly at who you are becoming. The courage to hold your own gaze, not with judgment, but with tenderness. To see yourself not as broken or behind, but as in process, shedding, shifting, awakening. You are not failing, you are not lost, you are transforming. This is not the end of your story. It is the moment between chapters, the place where the old self loosens its grip and the new self hasn't fully formed yet. It can feel uncertain here, it can feel raw, but it is also sacred, because in this space you are no longer bound by who you were told to be. You are no longer performing a version of yourself to please the world. You are remembering who you truly are, beneath the roles, beneath the masks, beneath the noise. And soon, Leo, very soon, this summer, from June through September, you will feel it. A shift, not just in your circumstances, but in your soul. Life will offer you a new stage, but this time, you won't be stepping onto it for the sake of applause. You won't be shining just to be seen. You will shine because you have chosen yourself, because you have stopped waiting for permission, because your light no longer asks to be validated. It simply is. This is the beginning of a new kind of radiance, one rooted not in performance, but in presence, not in proving, but in being. And that, beloved Leo, is the kind of light that no one can dim.